We're out here today. Where are we?
SC Village, Corona, California.
For what event?
Decay Nations 8. I think so. 8.
And go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Jeff Randall.
Robert Lane.
Bud Orr.
And what do you guys have in your booth here?
We have the Nemesis Autococker that we made this year from starting from scratch. All the
You got a little more than just the Nemesis.
yeah, a few other things here. Started from scratch basically, and machined them all out of love, what we liked on certain parts, and try to design and make it how we would like a gun, and being collectors over the years, what we liked about each part, say the best, and incorporate it all into one gun. A lot of love here, love for something we've all enjoyed for a very long time.
And you said built out of scratch, and that basically is because you machined almost nearly every single piece on there.
That's correct. Other than a couple of the rods here and the detent, the whole thing was machined by myself, and started from scratch. Twofold: A, to do it; B, to learn how to do it, and just out of love for a toy that we used to love as kids so much, and come back to it and revisit it. So yeah, and
All because of this guy over
that's
here.
this guy right here, the man who has filled our lives full of fun items for the last 30 years, right? So yeah.
Very
Yep.
cool. How many have you built so far?
We've built 30 so far and shipped them out, and then we're on our next run. The next run being the Banshee, and that's a pump gun. The pumps are in production right now, and we have a limited run of 100 of those to start with 2 special runs in there of quantity 5. There'll be 5 all brass guns and 5 that are coated in a reptile skin.
So what's the base for those going to be? Are they going to be Autococker sniper base, or are they going to be Nelson base?
They're gonna be sniper based. We will be working on a Nelson based gun, and that will have a lot of the same parts, like the trigger frame, the barrel, a high-end pump, and nice internals. Looking at it as 3 models, right? You would have your high-end milled cocker, and then step down the milling and still have a Autococker sniper sort of platform, and then underneath that have an old school Nelson based gun where I could throw the same parts on and say give it to somebody that would like to have something that feels custom and maybe doesn't have quite the milling, but has that feel to that person.
So is the Banshee not going to be as milled? Is it going to have more?
Not going to be as milled. Take the bands out on the Nemesis, but it's not just taking the bands out, because it's an artistic change on the front. Basically, we're going to be removing the bands, and the front of the gun changes a little bit to work with it as far as having the bands removed, and then when we have some Celtic design on the side, and then we can change that design to whatever we want and cover the gun in it. So we'll have some fun with them as we go through them.
Cool. So you said you did 30 of those, and you've already sold those, and you're on your next run. One of the features I like on your Nemesis Autococker the most is probably your slider frame. It's kind of a combination of several different frames, but it turned out really unique, and it looks really good. You have plans of producing those in any?
Yes, yeah. I got 145 of them right now, and they're going to be in all the local stores coming up here, Gateway and Autococker Parts. And
Are you going to integrate that same frame? I mean, it's going to be on the Banshee, but is it also going to be integrated onto the Nelson based gun?
So the same 86 frame. I think the 86 frame works real good with a pump. It seems to hold your hand real good, and it'll still have the aluminum grips on it for custom paintball.
Who did the anodizing on that?
This one in particular was done by Technical Anodize. In fact, all 3 of these were done by Technical Anodize. We had 3 people do them. It was Technical, it was Caustic, and FX Anodizing did the Nemesises. But any of the ones that were done with 2 tones, like in the case of this one here, it's actually a 2-tone body, sandblasted and polished. And
matte and gloss on it.
Yeah, and then this one being the same, but done by the same people, just all gloss but different colors. So we were able to play with the bands a little bit on that.
What have you learned from constructing this Nemesis that you're going to change on the Banshee?
How to make a paintball gun. Every piece going through this was learning curve. Being your first time out, you check 5 times, machine once, and then going back into it the second time, definitely a lot less stress, you could say, making a paintball gun. So I've learned how to do it. Now I'm learning how to refine things a little even bit more and making things a little more niche, if you will.
Very cool.
The Banshee that you're doing, is it going to be convertible to semi, or is it strictly going to be made as a pump?
I'm thinking on the Banshee, what I'm going to do is I'm going to include a front block that's actually anodized with the gun, and that'll leave the person the opportunity to either want to buy niche parts, they could buy the parts and turn it into a mech. So there will be ones that have the slot inside for them to convert to mech, but they will be sold as pumps. And the pump kit itself, I wish I had it on me. I'm taking the pump kits and I'm slicing them up like a slice of bread. And so you'll be able to stack the pump kit and you can make any length pump you want. You could go aluminum Delrun, or you could have different, you could have it anodized to match the gun and really play around with design on that end of it too with the pumps. So, yeah. It's all about custom, right?
Thanks, you guys.
Sure.